Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for the collective. Welcome, collective. Ooh, all right. So anyway, I'm tuning into general energies. I'm not tuning into one person's specific energies. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a reading where I tune into your specific energies, the link to schedule an appointment with me is in the description box below. I do psychic readings, I can do tarot reading, I can do a business healing, house healing, mediumship, talk to spirits and guides. If you're having an awakening or consciousness, I can look at blocks. There's a lot of gears and things that I'm interested in. Chances are, if you are drawn to this space, then it would be a good fit. So anyway, collective, in the past, you were in the energy of the Three of Cups, rejoice and celebration. Okay, something in the past. Something where you saw something very clearly, something an insight that was very different than what you thought it was. Okay. I was hoping Three of Cups was about friendship and celebration and in the past, but it looks like a third party situation. Third party situation where it doesn't even feel like you knew that this was happening. So someone you were with put you in a third party situation. And I feel like on some level, maybe in your intuition, you knew, but it was shocking. It was shocking. Something, not just third party, but maybe how long this had been going on, how many lives, how many trips were to see this person, how many late nights were really working, things like that, like seeing the extent of the deception. Who the person you were with had who they were involved with. I get the feeling you don't even know who they are, or you didn't. And this is someone who's a hustler, someone who lives beyond their means. I get the feeling that they come off as, that they're doing really well financially, that they're very stable and secure, but they're not. They give off an impression of false success. I think they saw the person you were with as stable, financially abundant, and they wanted your position because they are so unstable themselves. They have a very needy and clingy type of energy, kind of jealous and punishing, and feels like it just feels like competition. And what's interesting and sad, but also kind of funny, is they were just really in this fight for who you were with, and I feel all this backstabbing and talking about you and for so long, and you had no idea that you were in competition with someone. I get the feeling that the person you were with loved being fought over, even if you didn't know that this was a competition going on. I get the feeling they really wanted you, if and when you did find out, to fight back and fight for them. This really boosted the person you were with's ego to be wanted so much, to be desired so much, that you were the block. Somehow you were standing in between the third party happiness and what they want. But it's all like this facade and mind games to manipulate people. So I get the feeling that the person you were with and this third party are both into mind games and competition and deception and secrets and lies of omission and half lies, and it's just about getting their needs met, not caring about who they hurt along the way. It feels like they can justify and it feels like they justify their behavior because they vilified you. And what I'm getting is you had no idea this was going on. Something was confusing, something was upsetting, something, maybe it was getting harder and harder to like the person you were with, like some intuitive, like, I feel bad that I've got such a bad reaction being around this person, and I don't understand why. Well, because they're constantly lying to you. They're constantly talking bad about you to someone else to get them all amped up. Like, oh, the person I'm with texted me. Oh, I got an email. Oh, this is what they said. And it would just get them so jealous. And it just felt so good to be fought over. Feels like a way that your person, it feels a little narcissistic, that this person works off their egos, and I kind of feel for this third party person, because there was some type of vulnerability, loneliness, not feeling stable by themselves, not feeling secure, maybe living beyond their means, having to go it alone. There's a lot of aloneness. And so this third party wanted to switch places, wanted you to be unstable, wanted you to be sad, wanted you to know that you were losing, and they win your person. The thing is, are they really winners? Do you really want to be in this type of energy? These aren't winning attributes. So, yeah, there's just so many secrets. And I feel like once you really saw the landscape of what this person you were with put you through, consciously, they did this. It wasn't unconscious. It wasn't like an accident. They consciously did this for a long time. For some of you, this was over the course of years. And as soon as you found out the process of, it's like you turned your back and you're like, all right, wow. It took a lot of healing to get over the pain of seeing the truth of what was going on. But I feel like it helped make a lot of sense of some really confusing feelings and emotions that you've been having for a long time all of a sudden made a lot of sense. Yeah, I get the feeling that this was, you're in the past, you're like, all right, I see this, I accept this, I don't want anything to do with this or anybody in this, I'm gone. So in present time, you are in the energy of Ace of Wands, passion ignited. A new passionate offering. Ace of Wands. So sometimes this can be a new passionate, like sexual beginning, a new something, or it could be something new that you are passionate about, a new project. So funny. You have definitely leveled up your energy. The truth is very important. I get the feeling that it was really hard in the past when you were in this, you felt very unseen, very uncared for, very unseen. Like, why can't the person that I'm with see me? Why don't they care about me? This is very confusing. I care and do things for them, but I don't get it reciprocated. So now that you've seen the truth, you've got very clear boundaries, very direct communication. You might have pussyfooted around with communication in the past, like just, to get along. And now, if something doesn't seem right, you'll bring it up and use your discernment. Mm. I get the feeling that you're okay with being alone. If you haven't found someone else, you're okay with being alone. Just because you're alone, it doesn't feel like you're lonely. There's something going on about not having the right choice right now, no correct choice, some type of indecision. Oh, okay. This isn't your energy. This is the energy of the two other people coming into the reading. There's something going on in their energy. It's weird, even if they're still together, they both feel very isolated and alone. The game was supposed to continue. The game went on for a long time in the past, where this secret, this working really hard to take someone away from you, and you're the person you're with just milking this other person for this, both of them, you're the bad person and so horrible and deplorable and whatever, and life would be so amazing, just the two of us together. But I feel like there's this picture that your person painted, that you are obsessed with them and clinging, and you would never let go. There was some reason that you were attached to them, and they painted a picture of, this, they'll always be there. And so to keep that fight, like, you'll always have to fight for me. And that's not the case. You got clarity, and you turned your back and started moving on your own merry way. And so now they don't have that game anymore. They don't have the excitement of sneaking around. They don't have, both of them don't have you to blame for everything that's not going right in their world. Like they used you as, what is that? Just a dumpster for anything that's going wrong. It's your fault. And it kept we're fine, we're amazing together, but that if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for collective, then we would be so happy. You left. You stopped playing the game. I don't even feel your energy. You're just kind of like, next, I see this, I accept this, I'm healing or healed from it. I'm ready to move on. They both feel very isolated and alone without this game. There's no, they've been in this trying to make a choice and should we be together? Just, there's all these like mind games that they've been playing. They've both been lying to each other in this as well. So I get that your person thought that the third party was much more financially secure and stable and mentally and emotionally more stable. But now they're both feeling very out in the cold. I get the feeling also that the truth has come out about how they behaved without you broadcasting anything. People are seeing the truth of this behavior, how they put you in a third party situation, how they consciously made your life miserable. And you had no idea what was going on. You did not deserve this. There was nothing that you did that warranted this type of, this length and this depth of abuse. I mean, that's end, period. There's nothing that you did to warrant this. They could have been truthful at any time. They could have said, I found someone else, or, this relationship isn't working, I'm leaving. They could have done anything, but they kept you unwittingly, not knowing, and kept you around to abuse you and blame everything on you. But now, right now, karma is, a lot of karmic cycles are coming to an end, and this as well. Yeah. Well, okay, the third party is really selfish and jealous and insecure. They thought by having this person in their life that would be the answer to their mental, emotional, and physical, their financial stability. But instead, nobody's finances are doing well. Because they were dealing they were liars. They were acting in deceitful ways. And they assumed, well, we're not lying to each other, though. We're going to lie to everyone else, but you and I, we're the full truth here. And it's not the truth. There's a lot of deceit and mind games and trying to hook people in. They were both trying to hook each other into this situation. I think they're both surprised with how well you've recovered from this. I don't feel like you were supposed to recover. I feel like they were trying to bury you, trying to destroy you, trying to it's dark. They really got in a mental game of that you are their problem. You are the obstacle in the way of their happiness. It's like a sick romantic game. I think with each sword that you have pulled from your back, it has made you stronger and stronger and wiser, and you've kept one of those swords. I love this. I feel like part of their karma is your glowing up. Part of their karma, because they were trying to destroy you, was that you're going to be elevated and you're going to receive blessings from the universe. And they're going to have to watch this. No matter how it appears on the outside, their relationship is very fraught. It's not as exciting. It's not what they thought it was. It was exciting while they were really getting to pull one over on you, pull one over on everyone, to sneak around. It felt very powerful, these lies. It felt very powerful having people believe them. Yeah, okay. So you are part of their karma is you receiving blessings. There's something, a new passionate beginning. For some of you, this is a romantic opportunity. Yes, fiery, passionate, definitely some sexual healing here. I know. And some of you, it's a passionate new idea, something that you're very excited about, something that a work project or a passion project that makes you feel very whole and complete, something that you really enjoy. For some of you, it is both. Both of these, one or the other, or if it's both for you, they're leading to your 10 of Cups. It's leading to you finding harmony and alignment and fulfillment and contentment and that full love and support. I feel like you wanted the 10 of Cups with this person in the past, and it was very confusing. Like you kept asking them, are we still on track for 10 of Cups? And they kept saying, oh yeah. And they're really with someone else, emotionally, mentally, at times physically. I feel like all that deceit, all that being so sneaky, and it's coming back to bite them. I feel that people are realizing how deceptive they are, that it's not just you, that they punish people around them who they can't control or manipulate. Feels like they've enjoyed this game for so long and hurt enough people that it's really starting to come back on them as the truth is coming out, as people are seeing how they operate. Whew. All right. A family pattern you're working through is 7 of Pentacles. Oh, I like keeping the window open as long as possible. All right. 7 of Pentacles. Patience and planning. Family pattern around things taking time to happen. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I'm getting is a family pattern that we could look at is I get the feeling that in your family of origin, it feels like people who are very passionate, who want instant gratification. You remember that marshmallow test, marshmallow with kids? It's like a psychological test. They would put a child in a room with a plate full of like 3 marshmallows, and they'd say, all right, I'm going to be gone for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to be back, but don't eat anything. And if you don't eat anything, I'll give you more marshmallows. And so it's like 3-year-old kids, it's very young children, and to see if they can delay gratification or if they need the gratification. It is kind of funny to see some kids like, they're trying so hard to not to create that delayed gratification. Anywho, I get the feeling that it might be difficult for the people in your family of origin to make long-term plans. They need some instant gratification. It's hard for them to put work in. Oh, okay. I'm seeing okay. Sorry. Okay. So it's kind of a lack of imagination. It's hard for them if they're having resistance, if they can't see it, touch it, taste it, feel it right in front of them, then it's hard for them to imagine putting in work and effort, and unless they're getting constant validation. It feels very related to the ego, and just kind of someone who needs instant gratification. So as this deals with relationships, your family, and quite possibly even all the people in this reading, came from families where in a relationship, they don't want to put in the work and effort. If they don't see instant gratification, then they go elsewhere. Then they give to a third party. It's a bailing out. They don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to stay with it. It's just, I don't know what to do. I feel very depleted. I'm not getting my needs met. I don't want to work on this. I don't know how to leave, might be a part of that, but I'm not getting my satisfaction here. So I'm just, oh, hey, shiny object, shiny new person. And so this feels like a family pattern. You might have even been more like this in your past. You might have even been more like this sneaky behavior when you were young, but you outgrew it because you realized how much you hurt others in your immaturity. It feels kind of like college, maybe 20s is, college age, maybe high school, this type of behavior. So it feels like there's an arrested development here with this type of activity. All right. The personal issue coming up is 9 of Swords. Suffering in silence. It's like a mental prison. Suffering in silence. Okay, I've got a couple. Okay. A personal issue that's coming up is when you are dissatisfied when you are with someone, when you are in a union, when you are in a family, team, relationship, there is this need, feels very ego related, of needing to be perceived as everything is great. I am in love with this person. Feels like you even sell yourself, like needing the Instagram posts, needing the Facebook posts of happiness, that we're together, everything is fantastic. And I get the feeling that you either through your upbringing, you weren't allowed to complain, or through the relationship, you weren't allowed to complain. You were made to feel bad, like there's something wrong with you if you want to talk about the relationship, that you're making this painful for them. And so it created a scenario where you just, there's nothing I can do. I can't talk about it. It feels like you were made to suffer in silence as a part of a family pattern, as well as this relationship. You weren't allowed to talk about the relationship. You were in Fight Club. First rule of this relationship is we won't talk about this relationship. So it's impossible to ignore. And now looking back, well, of course they didn't want you to talk about the relationship, because then you would have to talk about why you are being lied to and these uncomfortable feelings, and why are you being so mean to me? Why aren't you being nice to me? Why aren't you reciprocating with niceness? Why do you have nothing nice to say to me? Why do you purposely say things that are very cruel to me? Yeah, they can't answer any of those questions truthfully, because every time you brought up something, they have to dodge and remember their lies and try not to communicate too much. And yeah. And so if they just get you to shut down your communication centers, then they don't have to deal with this. So it looks like a personal issue is not suffering in silence. I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak my concerns. And I also want to speak with others who feel similarly. I want them to voice their concerns. I want people who are honest and truthful. Yeah, feels like a very big shift. A deciding of no longer going to stay quiet. Feels like such an act of rebellion. Such an act of empowerment. Rebelling is acknowledging right away that someone else has the power and that you're fighting against that. So I guess it's not rebellion. You're just taking your power back. Nobody has the power over you to shut you down. You have the right to communicate your concerns. And if you don't, if that's a huge red flag. Feel like going forward, you learn that lesson. All right, your conscience. What you would do if no one was there to judge you. The high priestess, intuition. There's something, this feels like consciousness. You're becoming more conscious. You're becoming more aware. Maybe while this was playing out, there was a part of you that your intuition was telling you that something is not right. Maybe you stopped liking the person you were with, and you turned it on you because of the way things were. Like, gosh, I can't stand to be around the person I'm paired with. I can't even stand to be in their presence. I don't enjoy when they come home. I definitely don't want them to touch me. Like, I don't want to touch them. I don't want to be kissed by it. Like, something is going on, but I feel like your intuition was telling you this person is bad news, and your brain's trying to figure out, like, maybe because of programming, there's something wrong with you. Maybe you were gaslit in this relationship, and so anything that you perceived as an issue you would like them to work on, that's something you do. Like, you could never get anywhere. It was always you were doing something. So I get the feeling that what you want right now is to really work on your awareness, on your intuition, on your consciousness. Feels like you're waking up. Feels like you're seeing things so clearly. Feels like having this level of a betrayal has, in some ways, shaken your world and woken you up. Things aren't as you thought they were. Some of you might be isolating, so you can find your own energy. Maybe some of you might not be apt right now to want to be socializing with a bunch of people because you're really trying to unscatter your energy. You're trying to figure out what's your energy so you can release what isn't your energy. So you can release any pain that's your ex's, anywhere where their energy is still in your space. You could just release that. And also, it feels like the more you get to know your own energy, this time you're going to trust. Without this kind of fuck with energy. I mean, these are people who are fuckwiths. They like to fuck with other people's lives, their emotions, their mental states. They don't build something beautiful and wonderful. They like to tear things down. They like to destroy things and build themselves up, build their egos up. So it feels like the more it feels like I'm also getting manifesting. You're wanting to manifest something different. Some of you have some skills as you become more conscious that you're interested in developing. Boy, I'm getting a hit. I'm just going to say it. There's a psychic school, Boulder Psychic Institute in Boulder, Colorado, that I went to about 9 years ago to start my psychic journey. An amazing school if you're wanting to learn clairvoyance. And I get, for some of you, you're curious about, like, your own psychic abilities. Yeah, it feels very right. Like right now is feels like there's an expansion coming in the next month or so. And that might just be for a handful of you, or if you already have intuitive skills, maybe you're interested in opening into a new area. Something has gotten your attention. Listen to that intuition. Listen to your intuition. Wow, that feels really beautiful, and it feels like kind of what was a lot of pain that you've gone through, so you could clear some people and energies that were not for you out of your space, so you could become more you, so you can embrace aspects of you more. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And then your desire, spiritual strength. 9 of Wands. So you want to create energetic boundaries. You want to clear your space. I have noticed that energy first, vibration first. So as I've learned how to energetically hold space and create energetic boundaries to create my energy in this space and separate my energy from others, then that starts showing up more and more in the 3D as a reflection of that spiritual change. Oh, so it feels like a lot of you have, it's manifesting and prayers, like prayers for something big, for blessings, for a knowing that you're co-creating with the universe. It's like you want to show yourself how this works, how it works for you, how to use all of who you are, the physical aspect and the non-physical aspect of who you are, your soul, your connections that you have, energetic connections. Wow. I think you've had to hide your skills and talents, your intuitive abilities. You've had to keep that secret and hidden. Doesn't feel like your family of origin gets that. For some of you, that's weird. For some of you, it feels like there's a religious, like the family of origin has some type of religious block, like tarot readers or devil worshippers or some type of really limiting belief, fear-based belief around each person having their own intuition. I feel that that's part of a programming and as a whole in the government and society that's coming up, because you can't control people who are all individually using their intuition, or it's harder to. It's time. It feels like there's an invitation to stop hiding who you are, to oh wow, okay, there's an invitation from spirit to not keep hiding who you are, not just the intuitive aspects, but all of who you are, because there are people who need you. There are people looking for you, the real you. There are people looking for the gifts and skills and talents you have. And by ignoring your skills and talents, by not following your passions, maybe this is part of the passion ignited in your present energy. You've got something that can make you be more you, that can allow you to be more you, to allow you to be fulfilled and find your soul family, your soul tribe, to help find. There are people who are waiting for what you have to offer. Wow. Somehow, by looking at it that way, it feels like by you not allowing yourself to be you for whatever excuses that you have, and dampening your skills and talents that you have, then there it just feels like a ton of people that are needing there's like a puzzle with an empty puzzle piece, and that's you not allowing yourself to be the shape that fits in there. Feels like an invitation to be the shape you've always wanted to be. No time like the present. All right, in the center of your reading, your higher self is at 8 of Wands, accelerated motion. Something in it, there's a lot of quick moving energies. We're entering eclipse season. We're ending a lot of karmic cycles. Things are going to shift. There's the opportunity for things to shift in a big way. And what I'm getting is, if you just sit there and wait, oh, big shifts, probably you aren't going to receive them. We are in a 3D world. So it requires action. The more action you take towards what and who you want to be, the more the universe is going to respond. Be careful of your thoughts and your words. Everything right now, it feels like a very creative space. So with the words you put out, because karmic cycles are ending right now, and there's just a lot of karmic cycles coming to a close, it's almost like as soon as you say something, it comes right back karmically. So you can use that to your benefit. What you say and the energy you put out, just making sure that what you're saying and the energy you are projecting is what you want to receive, because that's karma. What you put out is what you get back. All right, your challenge right now is solar plexus chakra. So that's right here where your ribs meet. It is the energetic center for your personal power. Taking back your power. Your challenge right now is to realize how powerful you really are. And by realizing, I get this feeling it's a very spiritual reading, even though it started off on, this happened, these events, these very 3D stories. And the center of the reading is a lot of spiritual energy about making a spiritual shift. Feels like a lot of you are choosing your highest timeline. The greatest power, those with the greatest power require the lightest touch. Feel like you're wanting to co-create with the universe to show yourself how powerful you are. The people in this story from your past and your present energy, the third-party energies, very punishing and deceptive, feel like they were in a power play. You did not know this, but you were in a power play. They were trying to make themselves feel more powerful. Feels like they do this often because they really feel very unempowered themselves, because they lack any real power. And so they go after what they perceive as weakness, and your kindness they perceived as weakness, and your maybe naivete and gentleness, they took advantage of that. So that the challenge is that is not an act of power. That's an act of cowardice. That's an act of someone or people in a lot of pain, unhealed, causing more pain, causing more deceit. I feel like right now, if this is resonating, to get curious about what real power is for you as an individual. How would it feel to walk through your day empowered? Real power. Does it feel like confidence, stability, security, knowingness, trust, truth? Yeah. If you have any other suggestions of what you think true power is, I'd love to hear in the comments. I think those energies, to me, at least right now, speak on how I perceive personal power, how you show up feeling very confident and solid, and not solid like unmovable, because I also see flexibility as a part of a personal power. It feels like someone who stability, who no matter what happens, they carry a stability within them. So they don't need things to be perfect out here. They learn that whatever arises, I find my balance within. All right, the lesson is Two of Cups, spiritual union. I love this image. How their minds meet. They see things similarly. That they are able to share a cup, the same type of emotions. That they can drink from the same cup. All right. So the lesson is, it feels like having grown up in a family where there were a lot of egos, maybe some immaturity because of that, people working off of desire and needing to be needed. You are now very aware of triggers. It feels like you mistook someone with a large ego. To you, you perceive them as being very confident. But that confidence did not come from within. It came from supply, from people, outside sources, constantly having to bolster their ego, to fluff up their ego. And you've now, it feels like you're not going to rush in to someone, because you realize that you've got some issues, some lingering issues of what you're attracted to. And so it feels like you're just being cautious. You're transforming because you don't want to create another relationship that's false. So you're taking the time, taking it slowly to build a foundation. If you are getting into a relationship, or whenever that is, if ever it is, you will take it slowly. Make sure the foundation is, that you have the same values, that because you want to avert the disaster of building something with someone who feels it's okay to behave in this way. There's also something about being independent and being in a union. So it feels like you're not wanting codependency, you're wanting to figure out what an interdependent relationship looks like. You're also seeing that maybe you didn't have a long-term goal with relationships. You're like, it feels good, I like them, it seems like, we're going on the same path, but how do you both want to end life? Do you want to, is this someone you can grow old with? Is this someone you can grow with? Is this someone who's kind of stuck in high school and college energy? Someone who just wants to play around and just wants to stay immature? Hey, A-okay. This is a planet with like over 7 billion people. Maybe they're, not everybody has to mature. Maybe they, I'm just not judging them. But going forward, it feels like you're going to be much more cautious and asking a lot of questions, opening, not suffering in silence. You're going to be like, I also want to make sure I'm allowed to speak when I see something's up. And I'll know if they blame me or make me feel bad about bringing things up. That's a sign. I don't want to be with someone who's not willing to be vulnerable and open, someone who's wants to make this work and build something instead of someone who's just worried about being right all the time. So your advice is 3 of Swords, heartache and loss. So again, we're in that third party situation. What advice is there for collective about 3 of Swords? Okay. 3 of Swords is such a painful ending. It's betrayal, heartache. And there's been something some kind of delay. Advice. I'm going to take a few seconds to look over this. Okay. This being put in a third party situation, this whole scenario, from how difficult life got before you knew something was up, and then the finding out, it feels like this has taken a bit of time. This might be a year of time, something around that. It feels like it's taking you off of course, quite possibly, or it feels like you were delayed. But what I'm getting is that you needed to overcome some challenges. This has caused you to mature. You have learned so many lessons, just even in this reading, so many lessons about not keeping quiet. Maybe you were keeping quiet to keep the peace, but you were, by staying silent and never talking about the relationship or causing waves, you were that was part of you getting played. And so now you're no longer going to do that, that you're going to listen to your intuition. and not try to gaslight yourself that now you're not going to rush into a relationship. Maybe you were also one to, if a relationship wasn't going well, it was just hard for you to work on it or stay with it. And maybe at some point you also were someone who would stray, your attention would stray. You didn't know how to put the effort into creating a healthy relationship. Or maybe learning when to cut it, when to get out of a relationship. So, ooh, and I'm also getting that for some of you, you have got, this has got a lot of spiritual overtones in this reading, that you have got some type of gift, talent, calling, some type of, I get the feeling that romance pulls you off of your path. Romance pulls you off of your path of you becoming more you, that you get very involved in and kind of intertwined in someone else and stop focusing on developing you. You lose your independence in a relationship. You lose your focus of what you were meant to do in this lifetime. And part of what you're learning is to have yourself, have relationship, and have also your focus, whatever it is in life that brings you satisfaction, whatever your skills is, whatever it is that you feel that you are drawn to do in this lifetime. It was a need to level up and be more mature. Because there is some type of financial opportunity that's going to be coming in or is coming in, and some skill that you are meant to develop that you really love. For some of you in this reading, it feels something around spiritual consciousness, new psychic skills, something. And there's some type of opportunity. And so instead of rushing into another relationship and never really healing from this, never leveling up, this has created enough pause for you to do things differently, make different choices, have it all, really have it all. Be yourself, be the most you, have a job, a skill, something that you love doing, that where you are abundant and you feel fulfilled and satisfied by the work that you do, and a relationship that's loving and reciprocal, and someone who really is wanting to grow with you and wants the best for you. It feels like trying to find the balance, and family and friends and more, but it feels especially around work, being you, and relationship. And the advice is to find this balance, to not get lost in the sauce of relationship, not getting so like, it feels like that's part of what happened here, is you got so intertwined in this person's energy that it was hard to tell where they ended and where you began. And part of why it's been such a struggle to heal from this is separating your energy out, finding you, realizing that a lot of things you were carrying around was their energy, was their toxic crap. So, all right. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye.